Hello, everyone. Ahaumna Amaya here. And this is going to be the start of a new series that I'm creating that is going to be dispelling some of the what I call false light, new age, healing concepts, ideas, beliefs that are really infiltrating the collective consciousness, especially of people who are healers or are seeking healing or are on their spiritual path very intentionally and consciously. And each video is going to be about a different kind of trending topic that shows up a lot in the new age space, in more spiritual spaces, or even just in the healing space as a whole. And first and foremost, I want to share that I have a little filter on right now because I'm in the middle of a chemical peel. So thank you to Zoom for allowing me to not look like my skin is falling off my face from a chemical peel, but that's what's actually happening. And we're just going to be transparent about why we have a filter on right now, because normally I don't. That being said, I dropped this post on Facebook the other day and I asked the question, if you weren't feeling well and you walked into a doctor's office or you walked into a healer's office or you walked into an energy healer or any type of facilitator, a naturopath, anything, right? And they said to you, I cannot help you heal this. I asked, would you still hire to pay them to help you? And the overall answer was obviously no, I wouldn't. We also had people share that they wouldn't even hire someone if they said they might be able to help you and maybe they could help you. And some people were questioning, like, isn't this obvious? Why are you even asking this question? Do you think some people would say yes to this? The reason that I asked that question, though, was because of this core pattern in the healing art space, in the false light, new age space, especially, is this notion that any healer who says, I can heal you, is somehow bad or wrong, is somehow someone that you should not trust and you should walk away from. Because the whole story is that you have to heal yourself. So, this belief that is in this realm of this false light, new age realm, basically says that any healer that says, I can heal you, that you should not trust them, that you should walk away from them, because ultimately you have to heal yourself. And within any false light, new age thought process, there's always glimmers of truth that have been flipped and inverted. And if you don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to the false light, new age movement, go look at some of my other videos. I'll drop some links in the description below this video in case you're new to my world. That being said, we've been dispelling the false light new age movement for years around here, well before it became something cool to do. Why this is such a challenging belief is because it basically, if you are then a healer and you show up and you're like, I can help you heal, then this belief basically is like, or I can heal you. This belief is basically like, don't trust that person because I have to be the one to bear this burden of healing myself. I have to be the one that does this whole journey, this hero's quest that's really alive and active in the false light new age. Like, you have to be the one and you have to power through, and you and God are the ones that can heal this. And there is truth that you do have to be an active participant in your path of healing. Now, for those of you who are totally new around here, maybe you've never seen any of my content before, a little backstory about why you should be listening to me on this particular topic. I have been in the realm of healing and the realm of deep multidimensional trauma healing. I've facilitated work for thousands of people all over the world. I also have a degree in criminal psychology. I have extensive background training. I've invested hundreds of thousands of dollars, decades of my life to this study, and I have real life experience with helping people to heal and overcome very complex, very deep, and multidimensional trauma and physical healing. Now, on top of my real life experience and education and background, I'm not just someone who's like, oh, I'm a healer. I took a $30 course on Udemy and now I'm a healer. Like, I devoted my life and have degrees from accredited universities to be in this work. And life experience. So you can go watch some of my other videos about my journey of losing my sight. I was technically legally blind for 3 years. I was having seizures. I was having a neurological breakdown during the midst of what I know was my spiritual awakening and crisis. Like my body just could not hold the amount of energy that was coming through my vessel. And it started to collapse and break down. Before that period of my life, was very much like, I have to heal myself and I can do it all. And I was very much in a long term fight or flight. I did not receive secure attachment as a child. Attachment is a very important part of our ability to heal later on in life. And that's probably a topic for another entire video. That being said, there were many different things, many different patterns that were showing up for me that I had these beliefs like, I have to heal myself. I can do this all myself. Me and God here. But when shit really hit the fan and I was now completely incapacitated and needing help and needing support, I had to really look at some of these beliefs that were imprinted because at that time, this was, probably around no, more like 9 or 10 years ago when I started to first get some symptoms of something was not right in my body. And I first turned to like fasting and juicing and yoga, meditation and prayer and detoxing and all these things. And that got me to a baseline where I could like pretend that everything was okay. And then I met my beloved, whom I've been with for 8 years now. So, like, I met him right after this period of time, and he created a secure and safe environment for the reality of my body to come up into the surface. And that's when everything started breaking down. And at that point, I had to face because before that, I was in the false light new age. Like, I was also convinced and brought into these collective stories and narratives, and I wasn't as sober and lucid. And by sober, I mean spiritually sober, like seeing reality clearly as I am today, a decade later, after a lot of really deep work and initiation. So I had those same beliefs. And when really shit hit the fan inside my body, and I had to face a lot of these patterns and beliefs, and I had to find very skilled healers, very skilled practitioners, because I had many practitioners turn me away because what I was navigating was too complex for them. And I realized that that was one of the greatest gifts that any healer could ever give another person was to tell them, I do not have the skills to support you. Not, I might be able to support you, or maybe I could support you, but I don't have the skills to support you. And I've since studied with incredible facilitators and healers and elders now who literally teach their facilitators to have that awareness of knowing when you cannot support someone and how powerful it is because it redirects them to find someone who can. And I also had the experience of meeting doctors, facilitators, healers, oracles, visionaries, energy healers, acupuncturists, advanced neurological like practitioners that many times literally cried with me at the state of my health, and they devoted themselves. They said, I am going to find a way to help you heal. I am going to find a way to ensure that you come through this to the other side. And that is when this whole notion of mistrust of people who say they can help you heal, say they can heal you, that is actually a siphoning mechanism to keep people in separation, to keep people in divisiveness, to keep people in fight or flight or functional freeze, to keep people dysregulated. Because ultimately, what that belief is, no, you have to heal yourself. No one can help you heal. A healer is just meant to, guide and support you to heal yourself. Like all of that is separation consciousness. All of that is the divisiveness that is at the core why humans are suffering so immensely is because they're separated in their division. They're separated not only from each other, they're separated from nature, right? They don't see the holistic synergy of all of life and the interconnection of all of us. So, what I started to really understand, not only as someone who was receiving healing from others, but as someone who's also facilitated deep, profound transformation and healing work for other people as well, is that when you come together with a healer, you do not just heal yourself. Your fields come together and a unified field is connected and created. Because the reality is, if your body is diminishing in its energetic reserves, it does not have the full capacity to completely heal itself on its own. And that is not a bad or wrong thing. I am past that notion that there is good, bad, right, wrong here. We have to collapse that notion because that notion is separation. And when we have that notion, then we can move away from people that actually genuinely would be supportive for us. And it has been known for a very long time. If we go back through the history books, if we go back beyond the history books, if we really start to tap into even just the multidimensional memories beyond this planet, we can tap in and know that for as long as it has been, when there is a moment to heal, you seek out the support of another. And if we even go back to, like, I'm very big in the world of Chinese medicine. I facilitate the ghost point ceremonies, which is a very ancient, very precise process of helping to liberate trauma from the body and helping the spirit, the soul, to find itself here, fully anchored and grounded, and to like clear off all the things that have been feeding on it energetically, including some of these false light new age beliefs that really hijack the mental body. So from that standpoint, we have continuously sought out, like, the ghost points themselves. There was an active attempt to eradicate this work from the planet by the communist regime that came into China, and they tried to wipe the spirit out of the medicine and created more of like an allopathic westernized medicine that's more pharmaceutical based, chemical based, and the spirit is kind of removed. Well, the real healing power of Chinese medicine is that spirit is involved in the medicine. So a lot of these more mystical protocols, like the ghost points that were channeled by Sun Sia Mao, were really in the texts that were about the more shamanic or spirit based healing modalities. And those were wiped out of modern day Chinese medicine. While the Taoists, traveled into the mountains and protected these. So if someone had a healing process, they would travel sometimes thousands of miles to go find these wisdom keepers, these elders, these monks, these beings that held this ancient wisdom, that held these healing protocols in their, not only their knowledge, but in their energetic field. Because when you are a true healer, you are holding codes for someone in your energetic field that you have activated for yourself as well. So people would travel to these healers for those healers to help them, for those healers to heal them. Another way of looking at this, for those of you who are more in the context of the Bible, and in the context of Jesus, and in the context of Christ, like, it is commonly accepted that Jesus performed miracles, that Jesus healed people. So why is it that we can accept that Jesus healed people, but this false light new age belief tells people only you can heal yourself? Do you see how that belief is not only separation between humans, it's separation from God, it's separation from Christ, it's separation from love, it's separation from what Jesus even taught us, that we all have this capacity to hold a field and to hold a vibration. And there's a really great book that talks a little bit more about some of the healing work of Jesus Christ, and it's called The Law of Light. And I believe the man who wrote that book is called Lars, something with an Murel, maybe. Moral, or I have no idea. But if you go and type in The Law of Light, I'm pretty sure his first name is Lars, and you can find that book. And Lars basically spent his life translating Arabic and really trying to get to the core truth of Christ. And in that book talks about the field of energy that Jesus cultivated. And this field of energy is what real healers cultivate, what Sun Sia Mao and other practitioners cultivated. And it's this field that is not only shaped by their energy and their experience, but also by their beliefs and what they believe in themselves that they are capable of. I personally, since I've seen so many different healers now, and I have fully like regenerated things that I was called a miracle 6 times in my life by 6 different doctors. And I carry the miracle frequency. Like that is what I know to be true. Like I am just here for miracles. Like that's it. Here for miracles, only miracles. So I know what it's like to go into a space with someone who believes that they can heal you, someone who believes that they will help you, someone who believes and knows in their bones because they feel so deeply connected to you that they want to do whatever it takes to assist you, to support you, and to heal you. And that is God moving through these beings. Like these beings are real healers. But yet, this false light new age belief of like, you have to heal yourself separates you from those very beings who would show up and say, I can help you heal. I can heal you. Because the whole notion of the false light is it wants to give you false sense of empowerment, a false sense of sovereignty, a false sense of ideology of you are God and that all you need is God. And that keeps people in a loop because there's truth in it that, yes, you are one with God. You are on a path of pursuing God, Christ in your body and knowing this, but it inverts it and it says, and it keeps people stuck in the ego because the moment you say walk away from someone who says that they can help you heal, walk away from someone who proclaims I can heal you, I can help you with this, walk away from those people, and instead you have to heal yourself. That glamorizes, spiritually glamorizes the ego, and it keeps people stuck and trapped and isolated from the very real beings on this planet that have cultivated a field that can help you heal. Because when two or more are gathered, there I am. So we genuinely need each other to support our healing path because there, I mentioned before that our bodies may not have, when we are in a state of disease, we may not have fully activated the capacity to heal ourselves. Our bodies, when we talk about our brain, I'm really big on the brain because of everything I navigated through being very neurological and oriented around the nervous system. There are things about our body, and our body is an energetic vessel. So our brain is constantly managing the energetic reserves that we have. So if we are in energetic depletion, which I would I would probably guess that the majority of people are in a state of energetic deficiency because there's not enough voltage that we're receiving from our food, from our water, from our land, from the air that we breathe. And we're constantly bombarded with toxins and EMFs and pollution and like parasites and all these things that really take a toll on our energetic voltage. So our brain is having to then take the deficient energy that we have and try to survive. And what it will do is it will take energy from itself first. It will always protect the heart first because the heart is the bodyguard, is the emperor, the king, the pericardium is the bodyguard that wraps around the heart. And it is the most important organ and system in our body that our brain will always prioritize. And then we have systems that take up a tremendous amount of energy, our digestive system, our liver being the organ that consumes the most amount of energy day in and day out. And so our brain will be like, okay, I have to take a little bit of energy from the digestive system. I have to take a little bit of energy from the liver. I've got to take a little bit of energy from the brain so that the heart can still function, so that some of the more vital organs can still function. And then you try to go and heal and you're already deficient. So when you come together with a healer who has cultivated a field inside of their body through the work that they've done with themselves and through the work that they have done with others, they have a confidence in them, a knowing in them, a power in them because they've experienced it real time, firsthand for themselves and with their clients, with their patients, with the people who've sought them out, that they create this energetic field, a reservoir of energy that you, when you are in a deficient state, plug into, and your fields combine and your fields amplify each other, and you are able to move mountains that you would not be able to move on your own. And this is what we move out of this separation of, oh, I have the ego, I have to do this all on my own, and I have to prove myself, and I have to figure this all out, and all these things. And you're really just in an ego loop. And that's all the false light new age wants you to do. It wants you to stay stuck in a spiritual ego loop, like over glamorizing your own God consciousness, but never actually embodying your God consciousness because you're truly just stuck in the egoic loops, looping and looping and looping and looping and looping and looping, and never actually having resolution and healing and transformation and shifts and being told consistently over and over in the field, in the echo chamber of the false light new age, that you shouldn't actually find people who can help you heal, that you have to go do this all on your own. And then people create entire movements and businesses around this and, mentorships around this. And then we wonder why so many people are being harmed by the facilitators that are on this planet at this time, because they're running all of these false beliefs that continue to perpetuate separation. And separation is the wound. It is the wound that creates human suffering. It is the wound that is diminishing the vitality of our body, because that separation, yes, it exists between the perception of you and I from this level of egoic consciousness. But more importantly, it exists between the body and the natural world, because the natural world is where you're meant to be resourced energetically. You're meant to be receiving voltage from the earth, voltage from the sun, voltage from water and minerals and elements and the soils, and also the animals and the trees and the rocks and the stones. Like everything is meant to be supplying your body as voltage. But when you have in your unconscious this virus, this mental virus, what we call a mimetic overlay, that says you are a separate being, you can't plug in to the voltage that's available and all around you. This is scarcity consciousness at its core. It's why there are trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars floating around energetically at all times. Every single day, go look this up. There are trillions of dollars being passed all around the world. Yet so many people are living in extreme poverty with no money when there's trillions of dollars of energy all around them, because they have an imprint, a mimetic overlay that says you are separate and you are scarce. Because when you are separate, you are scarce. You don't plug in to the resources all around you. Because yes, this planet has a tremendous amount of toxins on it at this time. Yes, they're bombarding us in every direction with aluminum and heavy metals and all these things that I won't mention, because otherwise this video will just go and fall down a black hole. But y'all know what I'm talking about. If you're here watching this, chances are you're aware of this. And if you're not, go do your research. That being said, yes, this is happening, but there's also a heartbeat of this planet that when you plug back into it, you will be energetically resourced. And that means coming back into union, coming back into the unified field where there is no more you and I. When we come together, if I'm someone that God moves you towards and says, hey, Ahaumna can help you, you feel it in your bones. I'm very clear when I tell someone I can help you or I cannot, because I know the power of what it is. If something is outside of my scope of what I can help, I will tell you I cannot help you with this. But I also know the power of being in a space with someone and being so lost yourself. And this brings up a lot of emotion for me, because what I navigated through physically, I don't wish for anyone. And I know what it feels like to be so feeling so helpless, like feeling like your body's so out of control and feeling like your life is completely falling apart because of what's happening inside of your body, to sit in the space with another living being and for them to say to you, I can help you. I can heal you. And I am going to do whatever it takes to help you heal this. Because those are the people who got me here. From our fields coming together, us combining our energy, from them holding a belief that we could heal this together. Instead of holding the belief of separation of like, I'm just going to hold space for you to heal this yourself. That belief keeps you separated. You cannot combine fields. And it's that combining of the fields energetically that creates the momentum for a miracle to happen in your life. There are still people, the prompting of this video was because the other day I saw someone still making these types of posts of if anyone says that they can heal you and they could help you heal, you should run away from them and walk away from them. And that is the false light belief. That is the belief of separation. And then the comments were like, because you have to heal yourself. Only you can heal yourself. And the reality is that you are healing yourself when you combine fields with someone else who also can assist you to heal. So there is a different level of empowerment that I'm speaking about here right now in this moment, where it is you come into the field and someone acknowledges, I can heal you, I can help you to heal, and you have to also do your part. You have to show up. You have to do the work. You have to believe in yourself, believe in the power of your body, believe in what we're creating together. You have to believe in me and in yourself, because that is what allows that unified field to open for God to move through the two vessels or the three vessels or however many people are in the space where two or more are gathered. There I am. That allows for miracles to take place, that allows for more frequency to come into your body, for more voltage to enter your field, and for your brain to be like, okay, great, I have more energy now. I know where to direct it. I'm going to heal this. So I want to help you reorient yourself if you have been struggling, if you have been in some ways manipulated by the false light into thinking you have to do this all on your own. And then the beliefs that start to come up inside of you when things aren't working out for you. Because what happens when you believe that you have to do this all on your own for so long, which isn't going to work, because that's not how nature intended it. Nature intended us to be unified and whole, holy, holistic. So when you are living in this plague, this mental virus of separation and spiritual ego, and I have to do this all on my own, and it's not working, what do you start then feeling? You start then feeling that you're not worthy, that you're not good enough, that maybe God has forsaken you. And these types of beliefs bring you deeper and deeper into the collective shadow of victimization of the 55th gene that currently Saturn and Neptune are conjunct, activating this gene right now. The victimization anchors people in separation. The two go hand in hand. Sorry about that. So, wrapping this up here, in this context of if you have been in this story, like lean into people who can believe in you, believe in your power to heal, but who also know that their energy matters too, that what they've realized matters too, that their field matters too, that their belief in their capacity to help you heal, it matters. And instinctively, people know this because if you bring it down to just dollars and cents and someone says, I can't help you, you're not going to pay them. And that's very direct in the medical world, but in the more spiritual healing arts, because of these false light, new age, mimetic overlays, like people get it twisted and they think, oh, okay, well, maybe this person is just actually they're recognizing my capacity to heal myself. So of course they have to like show up in this way, and then you pay them money and then nothing happens because they're an ego too. Egos, they don't heal egos. They don't create souls. They create more division, more suffering, more fear, more victimization. And then you end up leaving these encounters with healers or mentors or coaches feeling worse off than before you came in. And that's ultimately what the false light wants you to believe. It wants you to feel that way. It wants you to be disempowered. It wants you to not heal. So if you are someone right now who is struggling, who has a lot of shit coming to the surface because of the energetics, the amount of solar flares that are coming through this planet, bringing so much voltage through, activating dormant retroviruses and activating parasites and activating traumas and all these things through more voltage coming into your body. And you've been really navigating through it. Realize that there are people here who can help you heal, who want to help you. Find the ones who believe in their capacity to help you heal, because they hold a field that has been recognized and acknowledged for a very, very, very long time. And it's time to plug back into the power that someone who knows that they can help you holds, because they know it, because they've done it for others and they've done it for themselves. I'm going to wrap this up now. If this is your first time here, if you are not subscribed to my channel, be sure to subscribe, like this video, share it with someone who has been potentially struggling, potentially plagued by the false light, buying into these stories, and their body has been struggling as a result of it. Share it with someone who may find this work beneficial, who may find even just the message in it hopeful for them. And for those of you who are curious about working more intimately with me, whether it's through the ghost point ceremonies, which are really about deep unraveling and unplugging from any inorganic system, unplugging from anything that has imprinted in you and kept you from your original essence, kept you from your capacity to open up and heal, then you can see some links below this video for learning more about those ceremonies with me. We have one coming up here in July. So, my loves, I hope to see you again. Again, this is the start of a new series. If there are other kind of false light, new age healing beliefs that you come across, send them my way and we'll create more videos on this soon. Bye, everyone.